So, Christopher.
Yes.
What does this mean for Haason Reddick? I assume the Falcons called the Jets along the way that landed on trading for Judon. Will other teams, do you think, try to pry Reddick away? Will Reddick become more determined to get out of New York now that Judon got out of New England?
Yeah, I mean, we know everybody's going to make calls and look into this, definitely. But I do think the situation is different. One, Haason Reddick is making, almost $10 million more than
14.25.
Yeah, 14.25. Yep. So he's making considerably more money, right? He is a different player than a Judon. We kind of talked about this, I believe, on Monday or Tuesday a little bit. Right, Judon, they're both really gifted pass rushers. Judon is really a force in the run game, too, and other areas. I mean, he's a handful. He can stand in there against offensive tackles, and he can dominate tight ends. And I'm not saying Haason Reddick's not good at that stuff either, but not to the level Judon is. Reddick is truly that guy, just like, hey, line him out wide, let him go get the quarterback. That's all he needs to do. So that's where it is a little different, and not every team's going to love that type of player. But, I think the other aspect of this is also what we talked about. It's the team that has the acquired rights to the player right now. New England's looking to the future. They're going, wait, 32, we got to pay you money. That doesn't make sense for us. See you later. The Jets are looking at right now, and they're going, wait, no, we want to win now, and we need you now. And I don't think they're going to be too aggressive here and looking to trade this guy at all. I don't. I think this is one where they're going to stand their ground, right? And, by all due accounts, like we talked about, I think if the Jets had promised him more money or anything like that, we would have heard that from everybody by now. We don't hear that from anyone. I would think even Haason Reddick's camp would have leaked that if that was the truth there. So, right now, to me, I know the Jets are being made fun of a little bit, but I don't think Haason Reddick has necessarily handled this situation correctly either.
It's all something that should have been handled ahead of time.
Yeah.
I mean, what's happened since then, hardly ideal, obviously. But this should have been handled before the trade ever happened. If you're the Jets, you need to be damn sure the guy's going to show up for the physical, and he's going to show up after that. And if you have any hesitation whatsoever, don't do the trade. Find somebody else to fill this area of need that you're trying to satisfy, like the Falcons did. And we don't know, and maybe we will know. Maybe we'll hear at some point. Maybe someone will leak that the Falcons tried to do something with the Jets, and maybe it was Reddick that was the impediment. Who knows? We haven't heard any of that yet. All we know is the Falcons clearly wanted help at the position, and they got it in the form of Judon. And shame on the Falcons if they don't have a deal in place for Judon. And don't bring any mac and cheese to the welcome party for Matthew Judon either, Falcons. Remember that.
Yeah, don't do that. He's like me. He doesn't like that either. Right. He's a smart guy just like I am. But, you're onto something too in that, hey, I mean, they're both up there in age. So, okay, wait, there's Matt Judon. All right. He's a little bigger, different player, maybe not quite as fast and around the edge and all that, but still a top-tier pass rusher. There's no doubt about that. And I would think that even in Atlanta, hey, the money and the situation is just easier to swallow where, wait, we're going to pay $14.5 million for a guy already, and then he wants more on top of that? Whoa, that's a different stratosphere here where Judon might be going, I'll take $15 million. That's cool. You'll give me $15 million. That's good. I'm down for that. That's a great, pay spike right there. And I was looking for just anything at this point, and I got a new team and some money on top of it, and they probably could throw some incentives in there. So for Atlanta, I think Judon makes more sense as a player and a situation overall.
Here's something I thought of too, because you and I are both in the camp of players should get what they deserve, and they should use all means available to them to accomplish that end. And a lot of times you get fans who have been conditioned by the vast majority of the media who, whether they realize it or not, are kind of, not biting the hand that feeds them information.
Yeah.
And the fans root for the laundry. But the problem is this. Haason Reddick's deal does not reflect his current value in relation to the market and the salary cap. And it's very easy to say, well, you signed your contract, live with the consequences. But the reality is, when the owners find themselves in a spot where they did a bad deal, they just rip it up and move on. They don't say, well, we did this contract and we're going to honor it. They have the right. It's a one-way arrangement. And that's one of the biggest problems with this entire thing. If we're going to say, honor your contract, let's at least get to a situation where the contract goes both ways, where the obligations are truly shared. The player is stuck. The team isn't.
It's tough.
That's why the player has to engineer things. The agent has to engineer things to ensure that the team will be stuck for a year or 2 or 3 between guarantees and cap consequences and other triggers, roster bonuses that are due in March to force the team to make a decision early. Because we'll see teams, when you got a guy with a non-guaranteed salary, they're saying, gee, let's wait. And this is going to happen. In a week or so, there's going to be some guy out there with a significant non-guaranteed salary who gets squeezed by his team to take less, and they deliberately waited until now because now he's screwed. Because now if he says no, no one else is going to sign him because everybody else has spent their money and everybody else has their roster set. So I don't mean to do too much of a 180 here, but this is why Haason Reddick needs an adjustment to a contract that pays $14.25 million. And if it was the other way around, if he was getting a non-guaranteed salary this year that didn't fit his skills, the Jets would tear it up and say go. Or they would lie in wait until right before the start of the season. They'd make him an ultimatum. You take this dramatic reduction or we're going to cut you, and good luck finding a job elsewhere. So the tool bags aren't equal.
No, they're definitely not.
That's why I'm inclined to say, players, get what you can, stand up, use your leverage, because it's all stacked in favor of the league. And that's the system the union has created. So to a certain extent, shame on the players for allowing this system to exist.
Yeah, hey, listen, it's hard, and it's hard for the players. Their careers are short. They're young. It's not their, avenue of expertise, business, and all of that. And as you know and I know, right, when you're sitting there and you're 24 years old and you go, wait, you've heard from the NFL and everybody the average career is only 3 years. You're going, well, wait, damn, I'm not going to strike, for a year and sit out of football and, not make any money, and I don't have any money anyways because I'm 24. I'm not going to stand my ground and do that. Damn, I'm going to lose a year of maybe being 4.4 speed. I might come back and be 4.5 because I'm a year older, whatever. So that's hard, and you're right. And I always, commend you for your ability to talk and say that stuff. It really is, because there's still so many people that I even, my gym buddies, whatever, will come out, but these guys, they always want new contracts. And I'm like, wait a second here. Hold on. And, you do a good job of keeping everybody on the straight and narrow there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.